It is cold out. I think it's around -20 Celsius, which is below 0 Fahrenheit. A question I get asked, how in the world do chickens survive in this cold Canadian winter? Let's talk about the 3 things that chickens need to survive the winter. And I'll show you some extra things I do to keep them happy in these cold months. The first thing they need is a dry, draft-free place to get away from the cold. It doesn't need to be airtight, but it needs to be low humidity, and as long as there's not drafts coming across them where they roost at night. Come inside our coop, I'll show you what we have going on in there. So this is the inside of our coop. Today they're just hanging out inside here. We've got deep bedding, lots of wood chips. They scratch around in there, turn their manure into it. So our chicken coop is insulated, but not heated. And we don't have it airtight in here. There are some holes up here you can see just to kind of provide a bit of ventilation. We have windows on either side of the coop that we can open up, especially in summer to get the air flowing in here. Chicken manure has a lot of moisture in it. That's why you want to do deep bedding to absorb some of that moisture or have a way to remove the chicken manure. We have a roosting area here, like a kitty litter method. The chickens sit up on that roost at night when they do most of their pooping, and it falls down and we can scoop it up with a kitty litter scoop. The second thing that they need is access to water. In this cold weather, water in a normal water would freeze. The one we have, it is plugged into an extension cord that runs from our house, and it keeps their water thawed through this cold weather. The humidity is what will get the chickens, not necessarily the cold itself. They'll be more prone to frostbite on their feet and on their combs. To keep the humidity down, we keep the water outside. Some other things you could do for water in winter: simply just haul out water multiple times a day to your chickens. You could have a tub of water with something floating in it for the chickens to peck at. And it would move around and keep the surface ice broken up. It might work in milder temperatures. Once it gets down to -30 or colder Celsius, might not be so effective. The third thing that chickens need for winter is some kind of outdoor area to get out of their coop. We have a covered run. The sides are open with chicken wire. With the deep bedding, as you saw in the beginning of the video, if it does snow, I can kind of kick it around and the snow falls to the bottom. You could lay down straw, hay, shovel away some of the snow. But ideally the chickens aren't walking on snow. They might get frostbite and their feet might get cold. One thing you might notice when it starts getting really cold, I don't know if you can see on here, but she's got a bit of frost or snow on her back. It's not very pleasant to see. It means that her insulation is working. If she was losing a lot of body heat off of her back, that snow and frost would melt. So it's alarming to see for sure, especially if the humidity is up in the coop a bit. It is actually a good sign. If you ever are driving out in the countryside in winter and you see cows out in the field, you'll notice that they too have snow on their backs, but that's also showing that their insulation is working and keeping that body heat inside. Stack these bales in front of the door to their coop just to further stop any blowing wind. So they just get in through that side here. So another thing I'll do for the chickens, if we've cooked up some bacon, and to soak up the bacon grease in the pan, I'll put a large fig oatmeal in, and then I'll add some sunflower seeds. I've used like a birdseed mix in the past, and I'll put in a bit of cinnamon, some apple cider vinegar, big scoop of garlic. They gobble this right up, and Hopefully it has some health benefits, helps keep them warm. Definitely is a little treat for them in the winter. So another thing I do in winter for my chickens is give them something to peck at to keep them from pecking each other. So as you can see, they've made short work of this cabbage. There's not much left. I'll just take it off and throw it on the ground. Or this screw on a string. So I just screw it into the base of the cabbage. Another thing I have is these perch swings for them to jump up on and play on. One last thing to keep in mind about raising chickens in the winter is that their body temperatures are a lot hotter than you think they are. They run at about 40 degrees Celsius or more, which is about 105 Fahrenheit. And they fluff up their feathers around them, and they kind of keep that body temperature inside their feathers. And at night, when they sit on their roost, they sit down over their feet and are able to keep their feet warm at night as well. I hope this video answered any questions you had about raising chickens in the winter. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. If not, have a great day, stay warm, and thanks for watching.